Okay, today I've got a leaking hand valve. Not much fun here. So, we'll be seeing if we can repair it in place. It's kind of corroded there. Got a wire brush here. Just going to take what I can of the calcium deposits off the nut here. See, some of these have underneath it another nut that can be tightened down. Some of them don't. And we'll see here. Got a little set here. And we just need to find our matching deal. Almost there. Okay, that looks like it. Hopefully, enough room to get in there. And also, hopefully, things work out there. Wow. It's dripping pretty good. And I do have the water on right now. Probably going to have to turn off the water to the building, the hot water. But let's see if I can take this apart first. Oh! Nope, that nut is not going to budge. That's not good. Not like that, it's not going to want to give me my tool back either. There we go. What I was afraid of, and that snapped off. But we'll be able to peek and see if there's anything I can tighten down there. Whew. I don't think so. Just bad news all around. Whew. Still probably going to have trouble recovering that. Not fun. So, gonna need to cut this at the wall, cut it here, rerun the line, and it's not fun. Bottom one's not leaking. I leave that one alone. Well, gonna need to go turn the hot water off. I'm gonna need to be able to hear if it's off. So that's what I'll do. See how it goes. Okay, and that sounds okay. Sounds like it's off. I'll go ahead and drain out the water at the tub. And unfortunately, that seems like it does not. Oh, it's letting the hot water through on that side, pumping it back through, delivering the water to the other side. So, looks like I'm in for some fun here. I'm going to need a cutter that I can fit in between here and either desolder the line on the other side. I don't have much room there, so I may solder that line off. I'm going to open that line and make sure we have nothing going through there. I don't want any surprises. Sounds like we're okay there. I might separate the other side line just to make sure right here that is indeed the case. Don't want any surprises. Well, before I get that far, I'm going to go ahead and get all the tools I need. I need a smaller cutter and I need my soldering torch. Okay, I'm going to see if there's any water in here first. Sure sounds like it. So far, just air. That's good. Good. So we should be all right there. Okay. I only need really enough room to push this on there. I think I feel better about desoldering that side off. This side I can cut off. No big deal. And then we'll just use the shark pipe fitting, making sure we're positioning the valve so we can turn it off best. Yep, that'll work perfect just like that. Just like so. I'm going to desolder the line here. Lots of fun. I'm actually just going to desolder both sides and do it that way since I have limited room here. Got a fire concern here, so I want to get that nice and wet. Since the deal borders what I'm going to do is just poke a hole in my water bottle, make a little spray bottle real quick, and just spray that real good. The fan actually borders this side, so drying it out afterwards will be nice and easy. But at least now it's nice and wet, and that way the soldering doesn't start a fire. On the other side, I'm just going to disconnect this off the ring. And I'll keep a rag close by. Grab onto that. Alright, and we're disconnected there. Okay. And we'll keep a wet rag handy right there. Now I'm going to tug on this a little bit and see how much room we have there. We've got a little bit of room. I'm going to try to pull this over just as much as I can. That's about all I got. But at least it gives me a tiny bit of room there. Definitely not much. Okay. Which means I better desolder this side first, because that's all I got. Unless I want to pop out some of this material, which is believe me very tempting at the moment. Okay, once again, I'm going to get that nice and wet. Oh, before I get too far, I'm going to disconnect the smoke alarm so I don't freak everybody out. This just has a little disconnect here. Quick plug. There we go. And we'll need to rehook that up when we're finished just to keep everything safe, but I don't want to set it off here. False alarm. Just definitely not a lot of room here. Okay, here it goes. We're going to need to be able to get that shark bite fitting on there. Okay, and the other pipe we'll take outside and make it a little safer and desolder it. Get it going. Okay. Clean it off real good. Sizzling. Okay, so now we need to clean things up real good and kind of cool things off a little bit here. We're done with all the torchy torch spot. There's that line. And this one I just need to sizzling. I could have just ran it under some cold water, but I got the water turned off, so I went with that idea. Anyway, that's all set there. Okay. Now I've got my two ways to sand these up and clean these up. I've got this wire brush, which really does a nice fast job. But if for some reason I couldn't get in there with that, I've got some emery cloth, which is also great for sanding copper. But my wire brush is very nice for this as well. Use that side and on this side. There's this side. Okay. Now we're ready for our shark bite fitting. And this would be off. So, with the shark bite fitting, it's got these inner portions of the tube. You can see go inside the fitting, and it just presses into place. That will seat it all the way. In order to take these off, you press in these two inserts. You can actually use a pair of channel locks if you needed to in order to do that. Anyway, here's insert in this side. I'm going to kind of pull that plastic all the way out just to make lining the back easier. And we'll just press it into place and seat it all the way in. And now our valve is all the way on. This side, that drippy drip side, we're going to need to reposition our deal here. Tighten it on down. We may need to replace the gasket that's inside there. We'll see how that plays out. Here's the emery cloth I was telling you about. Don't need it anymore. Quarter turn fast tight, good on that. Don't want to get too crazy with that. Try that off just so it makes it easier to see if there is any leaking going on once we turn the line back on, which I'm about to do right now. There's our deal. It's a little pushed over from where I'd like it to be. I'm just gonna move that back a little bit. There we go. I don't want it to touch anything, which it's not, so we're perfect there. Now I'm ready to open that line. Okay. And now we're ready to open the bottom line. Now the hot water is not on outside, but there is water cycling through here, so just going to use this to test for any leaks here. And we're beautiful. And it has pushed the water right to the tub. And we're leaking here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this back off instead of messing with this, I'm gonna go grab another gasket like I was telling you about, because I really think it needs that gasket. We're done soldering, so one of the most important parts of this is we're gonna set this back up and make sure I'm nice and dry before I do that. I don't want to mix plumbing and water. Anyway, there's our smoke alarm. Okay, that made no sense about mixing plumbing and water. I don't want to mix plumbing and electricity.
Still made no sense.
Okay.
Don't want to mix electricity and water.
We're good to go. If you're nervous about that, turn off the power at the breaker before touching that. But anyway, probably time for a new smoke alarm there. That's another story. Now we just got this fitting. I'm gonna go grab a little gasket for that.